Hey Stampers, Gaynor again, and today I'm coming back. I've made a couple. I can't remember where. Oh yeah, I put me. Let me grab them. So I cut a 6x6. This comes off the back of some of the DSP. Sometimes it comes off other items like the decorative detailed papers and stuff like that. So I cut one down. They're 12x12 from Stampin' Up. Just chipboard. So I cut them down to 6x6 because we have 6x6 designer series paper. So I've been making up some 6x6 one sheet wonders. So I've got this one which is 2.5x5, and if you use 3 sheets of paper you can roughly get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 10 cards. But the one I'm working on now, I've got about 7 I think, but there's one of the 6 one sheet wonders for the 6x6. But use the rule of, well, use 2 sheets if you only want to use 2 sheets, but I've gone for 3. So there's one. You will have to remove a little bit, but that's the only waste you will have, and this little bit here. But you could still use that and the bit you cut off and do a patchy looking, put a mega sentiment on a card and then dot in little places where you'll have 3 strips here and 3 strips here. So just place them around your sentiment and tuck them behind and make them look bigger than they actually are. Then there's another one, plain and simple, 5.25 by 2. Again, you'd have 3/4 by 2 inches. So again, split them up, put them behind a huge sentiment. Again, 3 sheets. So you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I reckon you get 9 cards if you use these with this section. So you get roughly 9 cards. Let me write that down. 9-ish cards. On this one you would get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 10-ish cards on that design. So there's the second design. So I'll leave that one design so you can pause and zoom in and have a look. Then there's this design, which you probably get 9-ish, maybe even stretch it to 10 cards. And then this one's plain. I haven't worked that one out yet, but this one I've been working on. I've done some cards, but I'll show you. This one you would get 1, 2, 3, and if you want to stretch it even further you could get 6 cards with that design. 7, 8, 9. You probably get about 10 cards with this one at a full stretch ish. So this is the one we're working on today. I'm going to show you how to cut, mat, and what cards I've made with these. So let me just hold them up so you can pause. So this is the first design. So you pause now and then get yourself a piece of Whisper White or some chipboard and roughly write down the measurements. This is design number 2. So don't forget these little pieces will work with these strips. So, and then this is the one we're working on now. So I made 7 I think it is. Let me just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm making 6 actually with this one, but because I've used both pieces on each card, so I've classed that as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I've made 6 cards, but if you wanted to you could make 8, 9, 10 with the extra. So if you only use one side you would get 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards. So, oh sorry, out of view. So there we go. So if you want to use them and get even more, then you can. So let me keep my board there. I'm gonna fetch in my I'm going to cut what I'm using old designer series paper. Now this is called Flowers for Every Season, I think. It's that same piece, just turned around. So we got a plain, we got a pattern, and we got another pattern. But you can use them any way round. I don't really want to cut, I'm going to cut them one at a time because I don't really want to ruin a blade. So the first one is 3 1/4 by 5 1/2. So even these little strips, keep those. You can either put them inside a card, you could add layers onto those as well, and then we're going to cut basically corner to corner, so you've got the potential of 2 cards. So let's just lay them down. So this one now I'm going to cut, should be now 2 3/4, which is perfect, by 2 3/4. So we've got, let me put these here. So we've got our, that one, we've got our 2 3/4 piece, because this is our layout. Then we're going to spin this and have, is that 4 inches? No, that didn't work out at 4 inches. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one, Gaynor. 2 3/4. Was that supposed to be 3 1/4? Yeah, 3 1/4, sorry. And then you're going to need one at 1 inch. So that's there. Let me just look. And the reason we've cut a little strip off there, don't forget we've got this little strip. So that fits there. And then we've got our 1 3/4, which is that piece. And that piece is there. So let me turn, I'm going to turn that over, and that over. That way you can see we can have 1 2 3 4 5, there's 6 pieces. So you're going to do that with the next one. Again, I'm going to do this one this time, 3 1/4 by 5 1/2. So again, don't throw this little strip, put it with that one, and then we're going to cut corner to corner. So there's, I used both pieces, so I went and did that for one card and then that for another card. So I'm just going to lay them on top. Then we've got our 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 piece, which is that again, but I'm going to flip it over. Then we need our 1 inch piece, which is that one again, and that one is there. So we've got 6 pieces out of each one, and I've got one left. So 3 1/4 by 5 1/2. So there's that, I think it's 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch. And again, I'm going to cut this from corner to corner. I mean, you could do it that way. I mean, it's entirely up to you, but I've already cut my layers to show you, making sure they stay in the track. So we've got that as well, but like I'm saying, that could be used on a card with a nice sentiment at the top. You could turn that over. We've got our 2 3/4 by our 2 3/4, so we've got 3 of those. Then we got our 1 inch. I saw somebody else who had a totally different pattern, which I did not use because I thought I'd use my own. So in total we got 18 pieces. I mean, you could potentially make 18 cards, but I mean, who's going to want a card with just one strip of designer series paper? So that's them, and that's our mat. So let's pull these into place. So we've got those 3. we have got those three. We have got those three. These are the little tiny strips that we cut off. So let's pop them just at the end here because that's where they came from. And then we have these three and these three. And again, with this one, you could switch that up and have that with that. That would look nice on a card. You could have this on a card. That would look pretty on a card. But I used each piece, so I use that as one card. Like I'm saying, you could separate. Again, I used 2 of these on one card to make, I'll show you my cards after, but I'm going to grab my glue now. I'm going to layer them up. So I'm going to go by according to colour, because I've got Misty Moonlight and Just Jade, which is on both these colours. So Just Jade, Misty Moonlight, Just Jade, Misty Moonlight, Just Jade. I mean, like I'm saying, you could either throw them or back them and use them with those strips. It's entirely up to you. So I've got all my card layers here. So let's get some gluing done quickly. And I'll show you some of the layouts that I've done on other cards. Look, I've got glue on there now. And I've just cut these a 1/4 of an inch bigger. So isn't that pretty? I've got white card, these are very vanilla card bases, but look, it fits on my card base. If you're American, cut yours down to 5, and that way your layers be 5 1/4, and then when you layer on your card you will have 5 1/2. So we have literally took this to the end, but I've got a lovely very vanilla border there. I mean, and a ribbon going through this section, a nice sentiment. That's a card on its own. So we've got that one. Let's get some more gluing done quickly whilst this glue is out. And I've got glue on that little pieces. Just making sure I've got glue right to the end. I mean, this flower, go through all your old designer series paper and make some early Christmas cards even. Absolutely fabulous. I mean, you can keep the pattern all one way if you want to, but I just chose 3 different patterns. I've gone through all my really old designer series paper and I've literally cut it down to 6 by 6. So this is perfect for me, because I often wonder, because I can't store 12 by 12 so easy. I have a video coming out which you would have seen with, again, with the designer series paper to fit 6 by 6 packs, the dispensing unit. So let's get these glued on quickly. Maybe I should have just had one lot already glued on, so, but you can forward the video. You don't have to watch me do all this. Perfect. It doesn't take long. Like I say, I cut my layers first before we cut the paper. As long as you know what size your paper is going to be, you can prep your layers in advance like I've done. You could cut several of them actually if you know what card stock you're going to use. Oh, I've only got, so one of these is going on the blue. I'm going to use that one on the blue because I have only got the one in the green, which is for this one, but it matches my card stuff anyway. So Misty Moonlight was an older colour which is returned, but look how pretty those 2 cards together would look on a card at a slight angle. or a right, you know, in the center of a card. Let me get my base again. You could turn them at a slight angle. You could add ribbons or even stamp with a background stamp and then a sentiment in the center. Oh, absolutely beautiful. So my blue piece then, I mean, the potential's great because I've got the other side of the blue even, but because I've only cut one sheet, I've chosen the designer series paper that I want. And I'll keep these all together. Again. But look how quick it's coming together. It's literally, you don't even have to give them a 1/4 inch. You could give them an 1/8 of an inch if you want to stretch your paper even further. But I often see ladies saying, I've done a 1-sheet wonder, I'm looking for more ideas. So I thought, well, there's 3 different ones. Just have a play around, whatever you think would make a beautiful card. Do it first on scrap paper, and if you like your template then, like these, do them on chipboard and then store them. And then if you ever need, I've put makes 5 to 6 cards depending, but you could make up to 10 like I'm saying, but put these in a folder file and keep them for future reference. If you liked a certain set, the way the paper's turned out for you, just mix, match, and once you've got them all cut to piece up like this, you can literally add any shape. You don't have to stick to the same shape even. I'll show you now. So these are a big border. I'm not really a big border girl. I like little borders, but I just thought I'd do this for the video because when you cut at an angle, it's a bit tight with a small border. So I could have had small borders on these pieces. I think I did. Where's my piece gone? Ah, see on this card, those are the little pieces I cut off, and I didn't know what to do with them, so I just backed them on cardstock and added them to the inside of a card. So now we've got all our pieces. You, like I'm saying, you can back those up. Let me show. I've still got one card to make from the other set, hence the reason for the backing. But look at this, how beautiful would that layer up on a card. Like I'm saying, if you're American, do yours a 1/4 inch smaller because your card bases are a little bit smaller. But because there's blue in this one, look at that as well, perfectly lines up for a sentiment. So I'll show you the card I made with that sentiment. So you've got this layout, I've got this layout, and this is the card I made, and I've put, these are from an Alter New stamp set which just helped me fill in the gaps, but it says a little hello from me to you, and this is using the dainty flowers. Oh, I've forgotten. Oh, yes, it was a freebie in the celebration, but I just got some ribbon which I just tied together. I added some gold thread and literally just used glue dots and this beautiful bow and these gorgeous little gold pearls that I had. So that's the card I made with that layout. But look at that, I can swap that up now and use the 2 greens. Beautiful. And again, separate them. You could even push them close together if you want them to. You'd have a bigger border around the outside, but it's entirely up to you. You can have the 2 patterns. I think I got the 2 patterns on one of my cards and another pattern at a slighter angle. Let's do the blue. So this is one of the patterns on another card I made, which is this one. So I've got the pattern paper, which is the 2 patterns, and then I put a different pattern at a slighter angle in the center with a sentiment. Again, these little florals from the Alter New set, and some pink. These are from the Petal Park punch and the dies, so I just stamped and dyed those. Got a beautiful thin sheer ribbon at the back here, which is just about bearable, but I added 3 more of those beautiful gems onto the flowers, and I think that's a lovely card, and I'm using very vanilla even though it doesn't count. Then another card I actually turned and added one of these, and then just chopped that off at the bottom, and then added one of these here and chopped that off at the top. And then I used a daisy die. I'd already, for my old daisy punch, should I say. So I have my daisy punch and leaves from a different set. And I used one of these beautiful tags, which is from the Something Fancy. Again, more gold ribbon. I added some black Nouveau dots. And see the speckling on the back of the card, which is from Quiet Meadow. I speckled the back of the flower as well, and the speckling is on the label, and just added that across. And then on the inside, they're the little pieces that are cut off from here and here. So I made sure there was a gap top and bottom, and I popped them on the inside just to frame the inside of this beautiful card. So that was card 3. The next layout then is a I did it like a photo. So you know, like when you get a Polaroid photograph, I added 2 on here. This one I glued flat. This one I added dimensionals. I had a gorgeous ribbon, which is this one here, and I added a beautiful bow and just bannered. This one has got, I don't know if you can see that. Oh no, it's got a straight edge, but I just had a beautiful sentiment, splattered the back of the card again with that stamp from, let me see if I can find it. There it is. It's a speckled stamp, and this one, there it is on the back. Look, it's a beautiful speckled one, and that was in, is it the Queen? It's called Quiet Meadow. So this is that stamp here. You could add a flower on the inside. That's the heartfelt one from card number 2, so I used the sentiment from that one as well. From the first card, the little hello from me to you is from the Pansy Punch, so that's that use for that one. So there's that layout with us, a huge sentiment, speckled edge, some beautiful little gemstones which I found from the 2021-2023 in colours, which is this beautiful one. It's, I'm not sure if it, yeah, it's Fresh Freesia. Does it say the colours on the back? No, it doesn't say the colours, but they are the 2021-2023 colours. So that is that layout with a huge sentiment, and I just, a gorgeous bow. I mean, you could add more glue dots to make sure this stays down. I just added 2 in the centre and tucked the bow underneath. So that one is that one. The next one then is those lovely little strips. These ones. Oh yes, I've got a, is that one? Yeah. So we've got a strip here. We have a strip here. And we have a strip here. And again, nice big bow. This is, wait there, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm missing a card. Where's my card? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, this is card number 5. So again, this is those strips. And what I did was I banner punched with my punch, and I penninted one end and arrowed the other. Had a beautiful double bow with that white linen. And again, I used the little flower from the Alter New stamp set, and a big one that says all I can say is thanks, which is from a card kit. which is from here, one of the thank you card kits. Many thanks, I think it's called, but it's that one. All I can say is thanks. And then the seriously grateful for you is from this card kit as well. So I love using old card kits for the sentiments. This is where the label comes from for the second card that I did, or the third card with the daisy. I found that in my scraps bin, so I'd made it for another card and just thought, oh, it's going to go beautiful. It's got the same yellows and greens, so it made a beautiful card. So we are literally left with the 3 panels. So we've used those. We've used those. We've used those. But like I'm saying, you can use them and make 6 cards. Now we're left with these ones. Again, like I'm saying, they were the small ones. These are going to be the large ones. So that's that one. So I'm just going to arrange these on my card. I'm going to have one there, one in the middle, and I'm going to have one if it gets close. If I have to touch them together, I'll touch them together. If I can get away with a small border, I will. But if not, I will overlap them. Literally overlap them to make it look like, I'll glue that one. I will add dimensionals on this one, and I will add double dimension on that one. But look, or like I'm saying, I could have one up here, keep that one in the center, and then push this one down here. So it's up to me. Or I could even add this in the center at the top, and then come in at an angle and make a little fan fold card there, and just make sure that they're all on the card but not sticking out too far. And that could be a layout, but I'm not using this card stock at the moment. I'm going to finish off with these beautiful cards. That may have got a set of 6. So these are 2 different patterns. I mean, we could even come in like this, and then this could go across the center. In fact, that's what I had in mind. I've just remembered because I made these yesterday. So I'm going to put them to one side, and I will make between another 6 and another 10 cards with the designs that I've got from this. But have a play around. Don't just think, oh, Gaynor showed us them cards. You do whatever layout you want. I mean, I could have had, look, let's just experiment. I know which way I'm going to do those. So I could put one of them there. I could also put this on here and make another card with a sentiment in there, or even come up higher and add another strip. Let me find my little ones. Where have they gone? There. Let's not get the same pattern. Where's it gone? It's hiding. Where's me? There it is. It's over there out the way. And then I could have added. So there's another idea for a card. Just have a, once you've backed them on your designer series paper, have a play. Literally have a play. So you could take these off. You could have these on there. You could then, oh, that's a small one. Where's the big ones? Gaynor's losing her head. So again, you could have one here. You could have one here. You could even have a different strip. You could have that layout like that. Oh, that's an idea, Gaynor. Look. Layout, layout, layout. But because I've got flowers, I think I'd have my plain piece, which my sentiment can run through. And there's another layout. See, just have a play with them. Don't have to think you've got to stick to the same way of everything. So just have fun with your layouts. Keeping them all together. Keeping them all sized. And before you, that's the beauty of having them so you can play before you stick them down. So I'm going to use them on another set. I'm going to keep them together with my templates. So let's pop them to one side. And now I've just seen that layout that I think I like. Making sure. I'm going to add this. I might even add this one on dimensionals. And our two beautiful little panels can go down here, side by side. That is too cute. Giving me the smallest white border all the way around. And then this can go, or you could even add it like this. It's entirely up to you. So let me get my ink out. I can't really turn one of those. So I'm definitely going to have my spots at the top. So let's make this set complete. I mean, I could have come and used up the same paper, but I've already got one set, so I'm adding a small white line there. It's not white, it's width, but it's very vanilla. So when I add this, I'm going to have their same white border on that side. And I also got to think about then is a beautiful sentiment. So that looks like a little gate to me, as if someone was going to pop open a gate without popping it open, Gaynor. So I've got this beautiful ribbon. I might even tie this, I might even just lay this at the bottom so you can see, and then tie a little knot through that. Oh, let's do that. Let's get scissors. Just so I've got a little bit more space. I'm going to grab my tape, which this is brilliant tape. I'm going to come all the way to the edge because it's going around the back. I don't mind that I've got a little bit of an overhang. Pull off the backing. And it doesn't matter which way round. I'm just going to lay that. So I've got that little bit of purple showing across the bottom. So you can see the purple just there come poking out the designer series paper, and then I'm going to wrap that round, and that's a little bit long. I'm going to wrap that round. Beautiful. Tiniest little bit of waste. Oh, I've done it again. Gaynor's added it without adding a little bow underneath, so I'm just going to lift before I stick it down fully. See that? Oh, that was quick. Right, I'm going to get the sheer ribbon, which is, I don't know where I got that. I think maybe my beautiful friend Georgie Burns sent me that. Who I've not seen for a while, mind. Oh, I'll have to give you a ring, Georgie. I got a head like a sieve. I'm not a person that rings people, I must admit, and I don't mean that in a nasty way. I just don't do it. I never have really been a person that loves the phone, or, you know, I'm not a phony person, as in using the phone. So let's tie that quick. I'm going to do a bow, I think. I'm going to tie that. I love the fact that it's squeezed, and I'm not going to press it down yet because I want to add some of the gold as well. So let's just tie that quickly. Pull my little tails a bit smaller because I don't want a humongous bow, which my tails are small. I seriously won't let it take away anything from this card. So let's pull that looser and make them smaller. And then when I pull it tight, there we go, that's better. So let's chop that end off. That is cute. We've got a little bit of fraying on that top bit, but I'm not going to let that worry me. I'm just going to snip it quick. Get rid of those bits, and then I'm coming in with this gold as well, so I may just tie it through the center. So I'm going to lift that up, slot that under, perfect, and I'm just going to tie a little tiny knot just through the center of that bow without it twisting it out. That's it. And I'm just going to tie it one more time. I'm hoping it works. I've never tried this before, so it's just this would come undone. Oh, that is so sweet. And I'm just going to nick that off really short, just to give me that glow of gold in the center. That is cute. So this stuff comes off the reel like it's going out of fashion, but it lasts for ages. So there's my ribbons. I've added that cute little gold ribbon, and now because there's tape under there, I can press all that down, and that's going to stay in that cute little center there. And if I want to add a glue dot to keep my little, that is cute. I love it. Let me just see if I can pull that. Perfect. So that glue is now keeping that panel in place. I'm going to grab some, look how pretty that is. Isn't that cute? And then I'm going to get my sentiment. I'm going to add dimensionals. I'm going to stay away from that bulky corner, otherwise I'll just make it even more bulky. I'm going to add an extra one. Take off my backings. That little ribbon there is so cute. Right, I'm going to just leave myself a little tiny gap. Either side, top and bottom. That looks pretty central to me. That is so cute. So let's get my cards. And I just need a set. Oh, and I was going to use the words, where are you? There. Thank you. And I'm going to do this in the garden green, just so it stands out a little bit when I can get it open. I'm going to grab myself a piece. Well, let's just close that for a second. I'm going to do this about 3 inches, maybe. Let's do 3 1/4 by an inch, or 1 1/8 inches. I got there too. Let's just check that against there, because oh, that's gonna be beautiful. I'm gonna stamp it to this end so I can chop a bit off if needs be. You know me, I love a thank you card, girls, and I've just stuck my finger in it again. So I'm gonna fetch this thank you. And stamp that right on the end. Oh, that is such a pretty fun. I love this card kit sentiments stamps. It's just beautiful. That's one of my favourite go-to thank you stamps at the moment. I really enjoy it. And then what I'm going to do, I found some acetate boxes. Let's give that a little, I'm going to wonder if I can get this in here, because don't forget this is 1 inch. So So let's see if I push it in. And I will have a look from the back to make sure. Poke that out. Oh, tiny little notches. So what I'll do is I'll grab my scissors and just nick those ends off. And I've got a pendented end. And then I can either have this running through here, but I'm going to have that just on that centre. Oh, I could tuck it up there. Oh, now see, you've got me, no, and I'm going to stick it where I said I was going to stick it. So this is just going to tuck on the slant, just like that, without giving too much bulk. I know my glue is going to go off because it's really good glue. Isn't that pretty? Oh, that is beautiful. And then if we wanted, let me grab my outline. Let me grab some more white cardstock, see if I've got enough on here. I've got this. Is that going to be big enough? Well, not quite. So what I'll do is I will get my fresh freezer and I'm just going to stamp them top two. I'm not worried if I get a little bit. That is so sweet, so I'm going to go for another big one, I think. I'm going to stamp that this way. Perfect. That is so good. Don't worry about the excess because that's going to come off because I'm going to use my punch. And I don't think did I have the fresh freezer pens? I'll have a look. Let's see what these are. These are fresh freezer. Look at that. So I'm going to go in with the light. I'm going to make these pop in a minute with my black Nuvo dots. Again, nothing major, girls. We're just drawing lines. Draw around. Even if you miss a bit, don't worry, because it looks, it's handmade, it's authentic. Perfect. And then I'm going to come in. I'm using the thin end and I'm just going to go over. You don't get that with a stamp, I don't think. I know you've got the lines there, but with a stamp, when it stamps a colour, it just stamps a colour. It doesn't add shade like these. Look, just flick out. Nothing right, nothing wrong. Just flick out and add colour in the centre of your flowers. And if you want to go back over to darken it, flick out. Don't matter if you get. Perfect. Go back over these little dark bits. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Let me check my batch. Oh, my batch is cool. So I'm going to come in and I know roughly those two are going to cut out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can cut this one out first. So I know it's not going to be perfectly the right way. There. Going to cut through my flower. So let's do that this way. Let's cut Oh, I nearly had it then, girls, and then I slipped. There. Poke. And then I've still got that beautiful little flower there. And then this time, I don't mind if I cut through it, because I've got a little handle. I'll just try and line it up if that's the way now. I think that's it. Perfect. Pop that out. Perfect little place in there with that beautiful stamp set. I will be having to play with that Petal Park on a different card later. And that's all we got to say. Let's, where's my... Fetch my little mat in. I'm going to use the... Oh, what did I use? Right, now see this old pokey tool. So I'm just going to break my paper down with the back of it, and upside down if you notice, watch. And again. And then when I turn them over, I'm just going to pop, and it keeps that lovely shape. So the petals are domed but pushed in at the centre. Again, and you get that doming. And what I'm going to do is find the lid of my glue before it dries up on me. I forgot that was off. I did come back to it and not been able to get in it. So I've got some tiny little dimensionals here. I'm just going to pop one on the back of each. Cute little flower. I kept them together with this clip. Now I can leave the clip off because I don't need a clip on there. And then I can take the back ends off. Perfect. And then down the centre of this beautiful little card, I'm going to pop one here, one here, and that tiny little one just in there. I mean, if you want to go one further, you could add the leaves. I think that's colourful enough with just the designer series paper. And let's go back to these. I was going to use black Nouveau dots, but look what I found. Oh, we can use the green on these. So I'm just using these tiny little gems for the centre of the flowers. I think this is just jade, I think, if I remember rightly. Magenta Madness, I don't remember the yellow. Bumblebee, sorry. Bumblebee, Magenta Madness, Bumblebee, just jade, no, Evening Evergreen, Fresh Freesia, and just jade. Don't quote me, I'm just guessing. But there we go. There is those cute. And if you want to go one better, because we've added those little gems to our flowers, I'm just going to grab two little rhinestones. And I'm going to put one just either side of my thank you. Just there like that. So now is our pack of 6 cards from just 3 sheets of 6x6. Like I'm saying, you can make 12. Oh, my t-shirt's riding up. So this is my card number 6. How beautiful are these? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, that's not the order in that was next to last. So it's that one, last one, then that one, then that one, then that one, then that one, then this one. So I've got myself a Stampin' Up acetate box, and I'm just going to let the box and the cards themselves speak for themselves. I did get envelopes out. Where have I put them? Gaynor's lost her envelopes. I am having a right time today, girls. Let me just see. I'll get some more out. They're not the best envelopes in the world. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got scolded with these. I thought, oh, they're cheap, but they'll be nice. And then when I got them home, all the packets were wrinkled. So, but there we go. Fingers crossed. Let me put my envelopes in first, because knowing my luck, I won't get them in. And then I'm going to hold them at the top. I'm just going to slide them cards now into that box with my envelopes, which are not going past that section. Just catching on that lip there. Let me just hold it up, slide them down. Has that got it? Yay! So I'm just going to let them beautiful cards speak for themselves in this gorgeous little gift box, and then the other cards I shall do the same. You could add designer series paper. Let me just grab my envelopes, playing up. I've turned them around the wrong way. There we go. So what a beautiful, look at that, not catching. There we go. Come on now, play ball, cards. That's it. Let's grab some of this beautiful ribbon just to keep. You could add them on the corner, on the bias. Or even just through the centre. Let me just get that straight. Twist. I'm into all this twisting stuff, keep it nice and pretty. And then just I would add a glue dot and then literally just set that off as a beautiful handmade gift. Absolutely stunning. I love it. And if you want to go one better, I'm literally going to tie some of this. I'm just tying through the center, but this time I'm going to do a bow on bow, so that will keep that little card in the center. Just going to tie that tight, stops that bow from untightening, and then I'm going to tie this the second time. Again, it's just going to stop that center bow from opening up. I mean, you could just leave tails like that and curl them up. Where's my bone folder? So they just curl around and make a beautiful, beautiful little gift, just like that. Oh, that is so cute. Let's see if I can make a bow out of that one as well. I know this one won't stay tied, see, hence the reason. Little bow on bow. Oh, that is so cute. But there, what a beautiful gift set to give to somebody. Absolutely beautiful. 6 cards, 6 envelopes, presented beautifully in this beautiful acetate box. And you've made all the cards yourselves. You've had a right good old time making them, and there's been not really any waste whatsoever. So there we go. There's my other set. You don't have to stick to 6. You can make up to 10 cards, but there's my little template. If you don't want to use these, that's waste, and it's not much waste at all. But look at that layout. It's going to give you up to 10 cards. So I hope you've enjoyed. And I hope you give it a go and a thumbs up. And if you do, and you're in group, give us a thumbs up. show us what you've made with your little template. Show us how you laid out your template if you've done it different, and we can all share and get inspiration from each other. So God bless, take care, and I'll see you all soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.